Hello? Yeah, I have time to take a survey. Yes, pineapple should be. Agree with that. Welcome to Mental Health Monday. My name is Rachel, and this is a place where we talk all things mental health. We talk about tips, tricks, tools, and resources that are both physically and spiritually impactful for your life. Now today we're going to talk about something that impacts every single one of us, and that's social media. Social media has become this giant in the last 5 to 10 years, and recent stats show that about 86% of students are using it every single day, and about 16% are using it 5 or more hours a day. And I think the surprising thing about the statistics to me is that they actually seemed kind of low. I really have trouble finding students that are not on social media. All that to say is that so many people are on social media and using it daily and using it for hours at a time. So it's so important that we understand how social media is affecting our mental health. Now there's the obvious ways, but there's also the not so obvious ways. And today I want to talk about 5 easy tips that you can incorporate into your life to create good social media habits that will improve your mental health. First is actually kind of simple. Unfollow any accounts that make you feel like garbage. I think sometimes we judge ourselves.
I shouldn't feel this way after looking at this.
You gotta kind of get rid of the shoulds and just recognize within yourself is that looking at that account makes you feel like garbage, just unfollow them. We have all these unrealistic body images of both men and women, and it can be really discouraging. But we have to remember that social media is fictional, that what you see on Instagram and Facebook, those are fictional people. People don't look like that in real life. Those fitness models don't look like those fitness models in real life. There's Facetune and there's all these filters and all these kinds of things that we get these unrealistic expectations. So the first thing that you can do is unfollow any account that makes you feel like garbage. And it really is just to have a better narrative running through your head throughout the day. This next tip is maybe a little bit more drastic than the first, but you might find it so helpful. And that's just turning off all notifications on your phone. And I know some of you just got super triggered by that, but you know, you are in control of when you see notifications. Those notifications, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, those notifications do not control you and tell you when you get to look at them. This is a really great way of regaining some control in your life. I decide when I want to look at those notifications. I decide when I'm notified about social media, rather than letting the notifications control your life. Number 3, don't look at social media or your phone 40 minutes before you go to bed. The light from your phone actually suppresses melatonin release, which is the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. And so if you have trouble falling into sleep and you're just kind of scrolling through your phone trying to fall asleep, you're actually hurting yourself because you're not allowing your body to release this melatonin because it thinks it's daytime. So try just for the next couple weeks setting an alarm 40 minutes prior to your bedtime and stepping away from all screens and see how that impacts your sleep. We already know that sleep has a huge impact on our mental health. So it's important that we're doing everything we can to optimize our sleep. 4, set an alarm for your usage. iPhones now have this really great thing where it tells you your weekly report and it says how much time you've spent on social media that week. I challenge you that every week you try and make that number smaller and smaller. A really great way of doing that is actually setting an alarm for your usage. I know I have fallen in that video trap where you just are like, all of a sudden you're watching videos and you realize an hour has gone by and you're like, what the heck did I just do with that hour? So it's important that when you start to use your phone, I'm not saying not using social media, I'm just saying set an alarm for your usage. That maybe it's 40 minutes, maybe it's a half hour, maybe it's 20 minutes, maybe it's 5 minutes. But make sure that you're aware of how much time you're spending on social media. Last is actually just reflect on how your Instagram or your Facebook is affecting your mood. If you get a lot of likes one day, does that translate to an elevated mood? Or does it not a lot of likes translate to a negative mood? This can tell you how much your mood and how much your body image and how much your self-image is related to your social media use. And I would challenge you to think that it might be more than you think. See, when we get that flood of likes, when we get that flood of positive affirmations, you get these signals that are going off in the reward center of your brain. And then the next time you're on Instagram, your brain wants that same response. But when you don't get it, it feels terrible. And it can relate to your value, it can relate to your worth. So start to reflect, how do I feel when I'm posting? How do I feel when I'm not posting? And if you don't like your results, take some steps to change that. Just one lesson before I go. That's that social media isn't a bad thing. Social media can be a really amazing tool to connect. It can be used for businesses, for school, all those kinds of things. But we have to be aware that what we're seeing on social media isn't real. We are all fictional characters on that. There's filters, there's Facetune, there's all these kinds of things. And even those Instagram versus reality pieces, it's still not reality. You're seeing a snapshot out of somebody's life. You're not watching their life in real time. And often what happens is that we are comparing our behind the scenes to somebody else's highlight reel. When you get yourself out of that comparison game, you're able to live a more fulfilling, a more joyful life. Comparison will rob your joy. Know that your life has purpose, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made exactly how you are. And I hope that this video will allow you to release some of those things and create some really positive boundaries around social media that will improve your mental health. Well, I hope that this has been spiritually and physically impactful for your life. If it has been, just give it a share or a like or leave me a comment. I would love to know what you think, and I'll see you next week. Let's see what kind of videos we got today. Cat video, I'm like really here for, you know what I mean?